The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Some Pharisees approached Jesus and tested him, saying, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any cause whatever?" Jesus said in reply, "Have you not read that from the beginning the Creator made them male and female, and said, 'For this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh.' So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, no human being must separate." They said to Jesus, "Then why did Moses command that a man give a woman a bill of divorce and dismiss her?" Jesus said in reply, "Because of the hardness of your hearts, Moses allowed you to divorce your wives. But from the beginning it was not so. I say to you, whoever divorces his wife, unless the marriage is unlawful, and marries another, commits adultery." His disciples said to him, "If that is the case of a man with his wife, it is better not to marry." Jesus answered, "Not all can accept this word, but those to whom it is granted. Some are incapable of marriage because they are born so, some because they have been made so by others, some because they have renounced marriage for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Whoever can accept this ought to accept it." This is the good news of our salvation. This episode in the Gospel of St. Matthew again exemplifies a very great tragedy in our Lord's public ministry. In other words, Jesus was a gift from the Father to the people of his day. He was innocent, and yet they tried to destroy him. Jesus only did two things. He did what was good, and he told the truth. But many of the people in his audience, in the crowds that came near him, followed him, tried to trip him up, make a fool of him, make him make mistakes, so he would be discredited and his ministry would fail and the people wouldn't follow him anymore. Make him appear stupid. And we know that eventually they couldn't do that, so they took a far greater way to eliminate him completely. And that is the great mystery of Jesus' mission in this world. He came not only to instruct us, but to experience evil and experience being the victim of evil and forgiving in the midst of it, to prove that he was the Son of God in human terms. This is the mission of Jesus. But what is he saying here about divorce? We must not look at it from simply a juridical point of view. The legal structure in the time of Jesus among the Jews was very patriarchal. Men were in charge. And as it mentions in today's gospel, a husband could just write an affidavit. She is no longer my wife. He didn't have to go to court. He didn't have to go before a judge. He didn't have to go before a clergyman, a rabbi, to get authorization to break up his marriage. Just write a certification, sign it, and the woman was no longer his wife in Hebrew society. A woman could not do that. Only a man in Palestine, in Israel, in the time of Jesus. And that was the hardness of heart, because what our Lord is reminding us in the account of the creation of Adam and Eve was the vision of our Lord of interpersonal relationships. In the gospel, Jesus symbolizes the relationship between himself and every one of us. I am the vine, and you are the branches. Unless you live in me, and I live in you, you cannot bear fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. This ultimately is the symbolism of conjugal love. That a man with a woman pledged to live together in sharing as a branch in a vine. A woman could say to her husband, you are the vine, I am the branch. And the man says to her, the husband, no, you are the vine, I am the branch. But these two bear fruit if they accept and love one another. This is Christian marriage. But there's another dimension to Christian marriage, which is presupposed in today's gospel. Because if both are baptized Christians and have deep faith, then they will realize that when they are sharing, exchanging their vows on wedding day, especially in the celebration of the Holy Eucharist, then Jesus is present there, and he's creating a Catholic family. And he wants them to procreate, to bring into this world not only offspring as members of the human family, but he wants to bring children into this world to become members of his church through baptism and the formation of Christian values. And so we find the vision of Jesus, of conjugal love, is all-embracing. And we can see why he found repugnant the institution of divorce. It went against the fundamental reality of a person who is a woman marrying a person who is a man in order to bring more human beings, human persons, and Christians into this world.